Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. I'm here with my son Adam. Welcome back, Adam.
Hello.
Coming down for the long weekend, so it's lovely to have you guys here. So we're having a very special weekend. And of course, with special weekends, we've got the bank holiday coming up as well. So I'm sure everyone in the UK is looking forward to a long extended break, and hopefully this will entertain your families and enjoy the video. Thank you so much for all your love and support. The last video that went out was well received, and we do appreciate the love and support that we're getting and all the comments that you're making. One of my subscribers or my supporters asked me to oil my seats, which I thought, well, that's a good idea, but I'm now going to test to see whether this seat is nice and quiet, which hopefully it is. So I should hopefully now be really quiet as I'm moving about. So thank you for the feedback. We do our best to make the videos as beautiful as possible. Also, we've put our phones on airplane mode because we've noticed that when the camera gets close to the phone, there's a bit of buzzing going on. So all these small adjustments will hopefully make your experience a lot better. But we've got some exciting news today. Clutch number 12, which is a very anticipated clutch of mine, which is the ultramelhet pied project, has actually pipped, and we've got 3 or 4 pippers. They were due in about 3 days. Today's the 24th, so they were due tomorrow, but I think we're going to cut them today and we're going to see what we've got. Also, clutch 8 has shed out, which is the lesser Pastel Ciny clowns, which are gorgeous and out of shed. Believe you me, they are beautiful, and I'm sure that you'd like to have a quick peek at those at the end of the video. And thank you also for Mark and Callum, who've also sent me some lovely pictures of their snakes and showing some interest in a few of my snakes. So I will also perhaps at the end of the video show a few of the pictures that they've sent me to show them some of their projects and what they're getting into. So first of all, without any further ado, we'll go straight into clutch 12. Let's have a look and see what we've hit. If Colt is the father, he is a visual ultramelhet pied, and his father is a visual pied het ultramelhet. So I'll show you the 2 boys, and then I'll show you the mother, which is Caramak. She's an ultramelhet girl. And then we've got 7 good eggs, and there was 8 in total. One of them could be potentially bad, so you might have me throwing up at the end of this video, just as Jared did a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago. But hopefully not. Hopefully there's a baby in there, but we'll see. So here we go. Here's Colt, and we'll just bring him out and show him that he could be the father. The strategy we're adopting here is we've let the father do most of the work. Now if you want to zoom in on him, Adam, he's a beautiful example of an ultramelhet pied. I'll bring him out so he's out of the shade a bit more, you can see him better. And he is a lovely animal. He's got crazy patterns. You can zoom in on his patterns, Adam. You can see that he's got some ghostly patterns on there as well. Can you see the ghosts on him? Beautiful, beautiful animal. Now, he may have stolen the clutch. Now, the reason we'll know if he's stolen the clutch is if everything is a ultramelhet, then he's stolen the clutch. If some are, half should be ultramelhet and half will be pied if the father stole the clutch. So that will determine who done it, or they both may have taken a share of the clutch as well, so that's the other possibility. So we'll see what happens. And if I show you Randy, who's a very reliable locker, and he's over here. So where is Randy? Now he likes to, you can see he just has a massive bowl, but you can see he likes very moist conditions, and he keeps on splashing his bowl everywhere, but you can see he's an absolute beautiful, beautiful male. He's high quality, originally from Europe, but Peter, Olivia and Kelly sold him to me a couple of years ago, and he's proven to be a very fantastic breeder, and that's Wild Star Reptiles that supply these high-end genetics. And then Caramak, who's now taking food and she's rebuilding, she's over here. This is the mother. Let's have a look. I'll bring her out, Adam, shall I, so you can see her under the light. She is a beautiful example of an ultramelhet. And you can see that she's already starting to rebuild and she's getting back up to size, but she is a stunning, stunning animal. And that is a pure ultramelhet girl, one of our first ever babies from 3 years back. And Colossus is her mother, and she's a het ultramelhet girl who's given us another clutch this year. So she's coming from really big stock, and she's coming from Volta stock, meaning that these animals are designed to become bigger. It's a region where the bull pythons tend to grow a lot bigger, so the babies tend to be really big and strong, and that's the advantage of going for that type of animal, is that your hatchlings get off to a really good start, and hopefully these hatchlings are going to be quite big. So should we have a look and see how many pippers we've got and how many we haven't got pipping yet, but we'll have a quick look and see. So one of the eggs did actually start to go a little bit off, so I talcum powdered it to try and stop the fungal growth going. But I can see we have got some ultramels in there. There's an ultramel head sticking out there, and this one doesn't look to be ultramel. That looks to be there, but you can see that one there, I think, is the rotten one, which I don't think I'm going to open because it looks beyond being opening. And we know what happened when we opened up the last one. It was very, very smelly. Jan nearly threw up. So I think we will, yeah, I think we will actually end up, yeah, I think that is a rotten, it's all swollen as well, so I think we've got a problem there. So I think we will remove that, and yeah, I don't think there's a baby in there, so let's just remove the potential problem. So with that said, I'm just going to spray my gloves down so that we don't actually pass on any of the bacteria to the other animals. Make sure your gloves are clean. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. And how many pippers have we got there, Adam? Can you see the pippers? So we've got an ultramel there, it's a pipper, a non-ultramel there, but that will be 100% het for ultramel, and it will be 100% het for pied as well. And I think we'll start with the pippers. So let's start with this one first. And what I tend to do, Adam, is I tend to follow the same line as the snake itself. So if the snake has already started to open, we follow that line, and we want to confirm whether we've got a ultramel or not. There is still some yolk in here, so I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm trying to keep as much yolk in as possible, but we have hit an ultramel here, which is wonderful. And I'm just going to snip and follow that snip line down and see whether we can have a wee look and see what we've got here. I think we do have an ultramel. Just give you a little window so you can see what's going on. But I say there's some yolk that she needs to, or he needs to, absorb. You can see that all the veins have come off. There's no veins on this one, as you can see. And so even though they are a day early, we have got a beautiful ultramel there. And I don't think it's an ultramel pied, because it won't be, because the mother's not het for pied, but it is an ultramel that is 100% het for pied. So I think that's a very valuable animal in anyone's breeding project. Can you see the beautiful flaming coming up on the ultramel, Adam? So I think that's a really, really beautiful animal. So we will just hit there. Now half of these should be ultramel if Randy took the clutch. So I think we'll now move on to the next one, which I think we'll just move that there. This one is pipped, Adam. I'm hoping it's an ultramel. Shall we have a little look? It's opened its own flap. I think it might be an ultramel. Let's have a little look and see. And again, the veins are all gone. Don't think there's any veins. So we'll just open up that window in that flap. And I've got these curved scissors that come upwards, so you don't end up cutting the snake, you just cut the shell, and that allows you to see what you've got. And I think we have a second ultramel. So we are beating the odds at the moment. Can you see there's a little ultramel in there? Can you see the ultramel colours, like the mother? Yep. So 2 ultramels, 100% het for a pied. This one with his head stuck out, I believe, is a double het. So we'll open this one up and see exactly what we've got here. So I believe this will be a double het. It looks as though Randy took the clutch. I don't think Colt has taken this clutch. So just have a little look. And I think you've got there a double het ultramel pied. But you can see the influence of the ultramel. Can you see the red belly coming up there? That's the influence of the het, is that you find that the ultramel het form, which is just carrying one copy of the gene, is quite strong there, and you can see that rosy colour there, and the glowing on the head stamp shows you that that is a confirmed 100% het for ultramel. So we've got 2 to 1 at the moment. Say with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 eggs, 3 of them should be ultramel. Well, 3.5 should be ultramel, but we'll say 3 or 4 will be ultramel. So let's now move on to the next one, which is this one here. So we just squeeze the top. Now this one might have a few veins, but I think if we take the technique of squeezing the top and pushing those veins down, and we just do a little snip and see what we've got here. What do you think is going to be, ultramel, or is it going to be het for ultramel, do you think, Adam?
Oof, I'm not sure. I've got ultramel, hopefully.
Ultramel, hopefully, but we shall see. So just do a little snip down there, and as you can see, we have got, I think it's a ultramel. Beautiful. So we are smashing the odds right now, 3 to 1. Now it might be that Colt did actually take part of them, so maybe some of his sperm did get in, and that's probably why the odds are in our favour, and maybe some of Randy got in. So so far we're doing really well. Let's see what we've got here. Again, we'll just push those veins down, we'll do a little snip, and we do a little window so that they can retain all of their egg sac and their yolk. And let's just see what we've got here. What's your guess, Adam?
Another ultramel.
Another ultramel? I hope so, but we'll be lucky if it is. We have got, what have we got there? Can you see what we've got? Can't quite see what we've got there. It's very difficult to see what that is. I think it is a het ultramel, that one. Yeah, that one is a het ultramel. So we've got 2 hets and we've got 3 visual ultramels. So let's try this one. And we'll just have a little snip and see what we've got. Alright, can you see what we've got there, Adam? Is that an ultramel? I think we've got an ultramel. So we've got 4 ultramels and 2 hets. And then the last one, we'll see what's going on here. I think you can see that it's already started to pip. See the pipping here, Adam? So there's another pipper. It's already started to cut its way out, so I'm going to help it. And we'll just come in at this level, and then we've got a little flap to see what we've got. What do you think?
Ultramel.
Is it ultramel?
I don't know.
I think it is. Let's have a look. Another ultramel. So let's just cap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ultramels. So if we put the ultramels on that side there, and then we'll just give them extra stability. So we smash the odds, it's 5 to 2, and I'm absolutely delighted with that. So we'll give them a couple of days to come out, and then we'll show you them out of their egg once they come out. So thank you, Adam, for filming that. So we'll put them back on heat. So I think Jared will be pleased. So that's 5 out of 7 ultramel het pieds, and that's a fantastic result. We've smashed the odds. We've almost doubled the odds in our favour. And it could well be that Colt was the father of some of them, and that's what probably weighted it in our favour. And I think this is the technique that I would always encourage, is if you've got a boy that's coming on that's a visual rather than a het, use him at the end of the process. Let the father, if you like, in this case Randy, do most of the work, which is actually locking initially, getting the hormone development of the female going well, and then when you steal the clutch at the end, you bring in that male for the last lock, which is the most critical lock, and his genes will race, because the sperm will be stronger and healthier, and they'll race to those eggs. And his sperm obviously got there before his father's, so interesting technique, but it works, and as you can see in the odds, it's helped us, so I'm very pleased with that. So if anyone would like to get into the project, please hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. And if you want to get into producing something as beautiful as Colt, that is an ultramelhet pied, which are absolutely gorgeous. There we've got the building blocks, so you're going to have a visual ultramelhet 100% het pied. If you took a pair of these, you could actually produce your own ultramelhet pieds in 2 or 3 years time. But I would recommend going for 2 different bloodlines to keep the bloodline strong. You don't want to be interbreeding too much with families, because that can actually weaken the genetics. So it would probably be better to take one of these animals as part of your pairing and either source another one from a separate breeder, or I might actually have an alternative ultramelhet from a different family that you may want. But by all means, do hit us up on Instagram or Facebook, and we'd be more than happy to support you in that project. Right, let's get them back on heat, and then we've got some good news. Is the clutch number 8 is out of shed, and I want to show you how beautiful these are. So, clutch number 8 was the lesser cinnamon pastel clown clutch, and I'll bring them to the table, Adam, because it'll be easier to show them under the light. And just look at this, only one of them is yet to shed out, and all the clowns have shed out, but there's one het clown that hasn't shed out yet, and that's the one that's actually wrapping itself around the water bowl. So here we have a pure cinnamon clown without any other genes in it. So you see what a cinnamon clown looks like, and just look how dark that is. To me, that is, sometimes I say less is more. Sometimes you can overdo it with genetics, but sometimes to get the beautiful patterns that you want, it's sometimes a combination of a couple of genes. And sometimes when you add too many genes, you lighten the colours, or you don't necessarily have what you're looking for. But it looks like a chocolate clown. So the cinnamon has the impact of producing a very dark dorsal, so that cinnamon has really highlighted the darkness of the dorsal. You can see the head stamp looks crazy on it, beautiful head stamp, and he's a little bit shy, but beautiful animal. And you can look at the belly on them as well. You can see there's some pattern on the belly. Now the cinnamon girl that we've got might be she might actually be a lace cinnamon, so it might well be there could be lace in here as well as a possibility. And lace acts like a desert ghost gene, although it's not a recessive, it's actually a incomplete dominant gene. So it means that you can brighten up your snakes with just 1 hit and 1 dose of the lace. And if you had 2 doses of lace, then you get what they call the white lace, and that will make the desert ghost look brighten even more. So this could be carrying 1 dose of lace. Not 100% certain, but looking at the brightness of the snake and looking at the patterns at the bottom, there could well be a little bit of lace in there. But usually you see white underbelly. There is some white underbelly there, but it normally popcorns. So I'm not sure. If you look at that side, there's a little bit of popcorn coming in on that side. So it could have lace on it, but that'll be a bonus if it does. So there's your straightforward cinnamon clown, and I'll put it on there so you can contrast them. The next one I'm going to show you is the cinnamon pastel clown, which is this one here. Now as you can see, this has almost shed out. It's got a little bit of stuck shed on its head, as you can see there. You see the stuck shed, Adam? So the rest of it's shed out, but it's just got a little bit stuck on its head there. I wonder if I can assist it a little bit, maybe help it get it off. Yeah, it will get off by itself, but you can see there's a bit of stuck shed on it. See, I'm just rubbing it with my thumb gently and it's coming off. There you go. So it doesn't like what I'm doing, but I think sometimes you can assist an animal out of shed, and then you can see the real beauty. There you go, I've got it off. So you just take it off gently with your thumb, and there's a little bit on the eye that you've got to be careful with the eyes. So it's the first time a baby hasn't completely shed out properly, but it will actually come out over time. It will come out by itself. But you can see this is a Pastel Cinnamon. I think it may also be, just thinking, yeah, it's a Pastel Cinnamon Clown. I don't think it's got lesser in, because I will now show you the full gene animal with lesser. And you can see there is a little bit of stuck shed under there. I'm trying to help it out. It doesn't like it. But yeah, we might just have to give it a little warm bath and help it to come out. So you're not seeing it in its full beauty, but you can see the potential of what we've got there. So we'll just put that one alongside the Ciny. So that's adding Pastel. Now we're going to go for the full gene animal, which is the Pastel Lesser Cinnamon. And as you can see, it lessens all the dark genes. By putting lesser in there, you lose all the browns. Still a pretty snake, but it does actually take away from the dark contrast, but it has a still nice beauty about it anyway. So that is the full gene animal that we were trying to hit. That's the in between. That's the, and I should probably bring out another cinnamon clown, which I think is beautiful. So this is a Pastel Cinnamon Clown, and you can see there, look at the beautiful patterns on that, and look at the lovely highlighting around the edge of the dorsal. Is that beautiful? And this one has got pastel, because if you look at the head stamp, you'll see the head stamp is showing the classic pastel look, which is a freckly look at the front. There he is. But just look how beautiful the cinnamon is contrasting with the rest of the animal. And then you can see there's some black dots on the side. So that's that one there. So what you might have here is that might actually be a full clown without the cinnamon. That's the cinnamon clown. This is the Pastel Cinnamon Clown, and that's the Pastel Lesser Clown. So what I've showed you there is actually a beautiful example of a clown. I thought it was the cinnamon clown, but that is the cinnamon clown. That is a clown. So clown, cinnamon pastel clown, cinnamon lesser clown. You've got 4 versions of the clown from that clutch. So that's what we've got. And the other 2 are basically hets, and these will be available. So if anyone wants to get into the project, this one's not out shed yet, but there you have a, let me work it out, Pastel Lesser. Just look at the patterns on that. See the patterns on that, Adam? Pastel Lesser Het Clown. And this one will be a Cinnamon Het Clown with nothing else in it. It could have lace like the mother. Let's have a look and see if it's got popcorning on the tummy. Has it got popcorning on the tummy? So whether that's carrying lace, don't think so. I think that is a Cinnamon Het Clown. And there you go, there's the whole clutch together. And I think I'm going to get a picture of those. I think they are beautiful. Jared will be pleased. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely. Right, I was going to finish, let's just put these back. I was going to finish by showing a few pictures from Mark and Callum's collection, and they want to get into the Gravel Clown project, and they are interested in the Hypo project, and they sent me, as part of the breeder support series I'm doing, is I'm spending a lot of time with new breeders, encouraging them and helping them with their projects. And we spent 3 hours the other day just talking about their projects. So one of the aids to helping with the marketing of your snakes is actually to be a support to up and coming breeders. And it does take time, and it does take energy and listening and discerning, but I think to build your clientele and to build your customer base, it's important to invest your time in their interests. And I think Mark has offered to buy a couple of snakes from me. He's just waiting for prices, and Callum, and as soon as Jared gets back from his vacation, we shall go through and put out a price list. Adam is a techie, aren't you, Adam? You're going to help make a website with everything for us. So because we're producing so many animals now, we're going to be taking our morph market to the next level, but also we're going to be producing our own website, and that way you'll have beautiful beautiful pictures, beautiful images, and the prices of our snakes. And if you buy more than one snake, we will offer a discount. So we're trying to support new breeders coming through, and hopefully you can get your projects off the ground with the right approach. So let's just slip these back, get them back on heat. We do actually have one other clutch starting to shed out, Adam. And this is the gravel, Mojave gravels, and they're all 100% het for ultramel. So this is another linked project that we've got here. I will just show you the beginning of some sheds and you'll see what we've got here. So you can see what a natural gravel looks like. So this one here is a gravel het ultramel, and if you want to see what a gravel looks like, it's very similar to a yellow belly. If you look underneath its tummy, so just look at the tummy patterns on this. Can you video those tummy patterns for me, Adam? Can you see those tracks underneath? It's like a yellow belly, but you can see the pattern goes right under the belly, and you can see that the gravel produces this gravelly look. If you look carefully at the alien heads, there is that gravelly look about them. And if you look at the head stamp, can you see they've got that little shape on the head? Is it the gravel shape? So that's what a gravel het ultramel looks like out of shed. And I'm not sure if one of the Mojaves has shed out. If it has, I'll show you the Mojave. I think this one is still, oh, yeah, there we go. They want to explore. And because these are Electra's girls and boys, her babies, she's a big girl. You can see they're wrapping around all the sheds, but these ones are shedding better. So that's what the Mojave looks like. This one's fleeing a little bit, but can you see the Mojave has the floating alien heads? But that's a Mojave gravel, so it's got Mojave on top of that, and you can just see that the floating alien heads are connected to the belly pattern, and instead of just floating, they connect all the way down underneath. So if I show you the belly, look at the crazy belly on that. Now you never see that on a Mojave, but you combine it with gravel, those floating alien heads suddenly drop right under the belly, and that's what you're looking for. Because when you put that into ultramel, the pattern on these, I believe, will be stunning. And again, this is a wonderful project to get into. We've got, I think, 9 babies here. Quite a few of them are going to be available. So if you want to get into the Mojave gravel ultramel project, which effectively is going to be a Mojave highway or a Mojave super gravel ultramel project, I think it will look absolutely beautiful. So we'll let the rest of them just shed out there, and just wanted to show you a quick update on that clutch. And now I'm going to finish with just 1 or 2 pictures to show you the projects which Mark and Callum are focusing on. And the nice thing is, because we put out these videos, they can see remotely what's going on, but there's nothing better than coming down to the facility. And what I would ask is, obviously when you come, please make sure that you are respectful of the facility. Make sure that you haven't visited any other facilities, and that you don't bring any mites or problems into the facility, because that's always a potential danger. And we have hand sanitizer, so it's important to clean your hands and come with clean clothing, because with such a big collection, the only reason we're opening up our collection to our friends is because we trust them to come well prepared. And so I just put that out there as a little bit of preparation. Now let me see if I can show you some of the pictures of what we've got here on Mark, and I'll show you some of the pictures they've sent me. For example, this is the Callum's first ever clutch. He's done really well, no slugs. He's got 10 eggs, I think it is, or 9 eggs. So that is due on the 11th of June, and we wish you well. And that project, I believe, I'm trying to remember what it is. Can't remember what project it is, but anyway, that's Callum's first eggs, and he's really looking forward to seeing what happens there. So here they have a beautiful lesser platy. It's one of their snakes, and they have a beautiful banana. I think this has got, let's have a look at that one there, Adam. Can you see they've got a beautiful banana? So what they're doing is they're building up all their girls, and then they're going to source a boy a year or so before they're ready to breed. And I think this is what they're looking at doing, is buying some quality boys. And that's the lesser platy that they've got. Beautiful example. And I've got one here myself that I bred, which is just down here, and I'll show you what the lesser platy looks like. They often call them the platy daddies, which is actually taking
I think it is Pluto is our platy daddy. Now here he